I was busy watching another show because it has finally wrapped up. It's that time of farewells. HBO has finally wrapped Curb Your Enthusiasm.
25 years strong.
12, 11 seasons? How much was it? Had to be 12, right?
I think 12, yeah.
It's over.
Nice.
Zach, you were right. If you go on Netflix and watch the Seinfeld episode, that is exactly the homework that you need to do before you watch the ending of this. And also, all 12 seasons because of the approach that they ended up taking there, if you know the Seinfeld finale.
Yeah, so the Seinfeld finale very, somewhat infamously featured a trial with all the main characters on trial and various guest actors throughout the history of the show coming back to provide testimony against them. Reviled finale. People hated it. I never had a problem with it. I wasn't that old.
I wasn't there.
So. Yeah, right. I didn't have the podcast at the time. Otherwise, I could have had my.
I'm Leon. I just got here, bro. I'm just starting to binge it.
It's a documentary to him. I mean, reviled at the time, and Larry seems to have been holding on to that grudge all this time. I think it's notable that in the people that they bring back for this finale on Curb, the first one they do is Mocha Joe, because that whole storyline with the spite store, this is what's going on. This is Larry David's spite store, this finale. It's his spite finale.
Very true. This is him pretty much saying, I'm as stubborn as I was before.
Exactly.
And I wasn't wrong. Y'all were wrong. There's a Ridley Scott quote that I love when someone asked him, do you feel that some of your movies, even if they were failures, that eventually you don't disown them, you still like them? He went, none of them were failures. The audience failed to get it.
Absolutely. Larry David is saying you failed as an audience. You didn't know what was good back then. You're going to find out now. He even brought back Seinfeld to help sell that point.
Dude, he brings back some really interesting characters. They do some cop-outs where they're like, they just cut to old montage footage. But then they actually bring some like deep in the pocket characters that you're not going to remember. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty decent. I'm seeing Gustav in the comments talk about Richard as well. Loved seeing Richard all the way.
So great that he's there for the
end.
finale too. Yeah.
I thought it was a good finale. If this is the way it needs to wrap, I'm just saddened that there's no more. That's the only complaint that I have. It's exactly how I want a season of Curb to end. And many times you and I discussed that, right? Do you want a series finale or do you want that season to end? And if you can end that season, it is exactly like wrapping up and ending the way that it should be. We know Larry will continue, and I freaking wish there was more. Give us young Larry.
Yeah,
I'll take young Larry show.
Larry.
I wish that there was more to look forward to, and I don't know how this man cannot make more stuff. So I'm curious to see what the next project is, because he's a guy who's going to be creating till he dies. That Richard Lewis bit where he's an AA, but he can't help it. He's got to do stand-up. That's what Larry has too.
Yeah. I anticipate we'll be seeing Larry David again at some point, and maybe it will be another season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He didn't exactly end the show in a way where it is impossible to imagine. Maybe it'll be an entirely new project. I'd be very happy either way. Just he's got such a particular sense of humor, and the way that I laugh at the show, even if I don't think Curb is at its best in season 12, the way I laugh at the show is unlike the way that I laugh at any other show, because it's just got this real hammy quality to it. They know how to lean into bits. I love that they brought back so many just great sort of forms that Curb Your Enthusiasm does. Like he gets that one of those great Larry David stare-offs with Felicity Huffman at the end.
Yeah.
That's
I wanted
the
a
thing.
couple more pretty goods.
Yeah, you could just swap out the people and do the same idea over and over, and it's just gonna touch my funny bone. So
well, he did, right? It's just Seinfeld again, but he's fully playing himself. See, Gustav saying, "Isn't Seinfeld already young Larry?" No. That's mid Larry. When you baby Larry, I think young Larry was making fun of like Sheldon.
Right.
And then even Sheldon's doing that. I don't know if you heard, but they screwed them over. They were getting views and they cut off young Sheldon to do the other spinoff so they don't have to pay these people. And Annie Pot's been going around talking smack about that. Hey, if they start another one over here or whatever it is that he does, I'm curious to just see the next Larry David, because he's always delivered. He's always been funny. And I got to hit you with the hot take here. What's been the news? Who's
Who
got
made
the
with it?
juice? Is it Jerry or is it Larry? A lot of people
Look-
talking smack, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not about to say that Jerry Seinfeld isn't a funny person or
I
hasn't
didn't-
contributed
I
a
didn't
lot
think so
of
either.
funny material there. But Larry's got 2 hit shows.
That's what they said. I was like, that's really rude. And then they went, one's got Curb Your Enthusiasm. What's
One's
the
doing
show?
Comedians in Cars and Coffee, and I like Comedians in Cars and Coffee. Don't
do
get me
too.
wrong.
I like Lady Gaga, but Curb, bro.
Yeah, Curb every day.
It's got to be. Yeah. Hey, the man has a daughter with an incredible movie also coming out. I Love You Forever. Cassie David coming out in theaters very soon. A great way to end it. I'm going to miss it very dearly. Hey, I'll even rewatch it. And you were right. The fact that season 12 is like, I don't know, I'd rank it like maybe 6, 7, 8.
Right.
Like the fact that it's that low ranked, but I'd recommend it in a heartbeat just shows you how good all the other stuff is. Dude, start, if you're brand new to the show, start with season 11. The Mocha Joe feud, I think is a perfect place to start.
Yeah, it's kind of like the synthesis of the show, like the essence of the show.
Do you have a favorite season off the top of your head? Because the only other one that comes to mind is the Mel one.
Yeah,
The Mel Brooks season
My
is-
2 favorite seasons are either, I want to say it's season 3, the season when he
Try to pull it up.
gets cast in The Producers, because you got Ben Stiller, Mel Brooks, David Schwimmer, a bunch of really funny guest stars
For this
showing up in that
season.
one. Yeah, for multiple episodes. It's either that one or the Seinfeld reunion season, I think, was hysterical.
That was a very good one too. I sometimes confuse those two that you just mentioned into one, and I'm like, no, those were two whole separate seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you may have had the seasons right there around 6 or 7 as well. But yeah, no, good stuff. Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, one of the best shows off HBO. Maybe he works with
Iconic.
Apple.
Get
Who knows?
some of that Tim Cook money.
Hey,